Hello, hello. So we have here chapter 11 in 3 turns. So first thing you'll notice is that Alir is now a Griffin Knight, I believe it's called. Griffin Knight. So I promoted into Divine Dragon and then used a second seal to change into a Griffin. So now I have 6 movement and I also have flying movement type. That will be, well, okay, not only that, but I also have access to staves, which is very relevant because here we do not have any emblem rings anymore, so I don't have Micaiah to just, to use as a staff, or to give us staff usage, rather. The rest of my units, so this map's objective is to escape with Alir, so the rest of my units don't really matter too much here. I'm just trying to survive and trying to the only other side objective I'm doing right now is having Vander get to a tomahawk user on the left that will drop that tomahawk. Okay, so here Chloe baits that other archer. She has less defense and I need an HP tonic to tank that, as well as 2 defense or some amount of like stats from my bond ring. And then I use obstruct for 2 reasons. One, by blocking that square, the enemy that has the leaf ring cannot attack me with Master Lance. And then also, because I have Canter, any action I do that gives me EXP lets me Canter afterwards. So as a result, as a result of obstructing me EXP, I could also move after. And basically I need to be using my full movement as well as Canter in order to reach the arrive tile in 3 turns. I actually don't need literally every movement. I can do, so it's, what is that? Well, okay. So there's another caveat. So there's enemies that are standing on the arrive tiles, but you specifically have to step on it and click arrive. You can't just end turn on it. Otherwise I would be able to like do this in 2 turns possibly. But as it stands right now, I need someone else to kill the enemy, and then Alir has to use regular movement, not Canter. So yeah, essentially I need to do all of my movement and get to the arrive tile with my regular movement, which is not too tricky, honestly, all things considered. So yeah, here I'm just finding the best way to kind of get rid of these enemies, just to get rid of all of this threat. And then here the Celine's passive that increases healing effect actually was very helpful, because that actually does let Louis survive the Sigurd Cav that's gonna run up to him and chunk him pretty surprisingly hard. So shout out to Celine. Okay, so another thing, so like the main concern outside of, letting my backline people survive is kind of surviving this area. So I'm going to do another obstruct. I'm going to obstruct that lance user, and then there's still a decent amount of enemies here. So what I'm going to do, or what I did rather, was I have a slim sword with Micaiah engraving on it, giving me like huge avoid, and all I need to do is make sure I avoid at least one of these enemies regular attacks, and that will let me survive. And only 3 of them, like those 3 will attack me from those directions, so I will always have that bottom slot open. And that's important because right here, by going far enough on the map, we trigger Ivy to join us. And since there's an open spot below me, that's where Ivy goes. You'll notice Kagetsu and Zelkov are like, Kagetsu's way out there to the right of me, and then Zelkov's also above me, like there's an enemy between us. But it's very important that that enemy below, or sorry, that tile below was open so Ivy can get there, and then Ivy is just in range of the, well, not just in range, she could have been slightly further, but Alir himself is just in range of that tile, and then Ivy is also in range of killing the enemy there. So I'll demonstrate here that, well, I guess I didn't do a full demonstration, but I can reach that arrive tile, which is excellent. So here I'm just going to do one of my side objectives of critting and getting a tomahawk. And then now at this point I could just finish the map, but I'm just going to grab a little more EXP. So really nothing more to explain here, but let me think a little. Yeah, I think that pretty much explains everything that's happened on this map. And yeah, so that's chapter 11 in 3 turns. I'll see you in the next video.